I didn't tell you other week when we were in Newcastle. I nearly got into a fight because I didn't support a team.
Really?
Yeah, I were in toilets. This is my life, right? This is this shit that I have to put up with because I have nothing against football. I don't mind watching it every now and again, but I don't understand this mentality of where you have to be into football, and if you're not, then you're an outcast. Hey, that's another name for the podcast. Anyway, so I'd had a piss and I was washing my hands, and this guy came up to me, and I can't remember the sentence. You might be able to pick up on it, but it was a couple of weeks ago, and he said something. I heard the name Trippier, and I know Trippier. Yeah, he's a footballer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He said something about what do you think of Trippier doing something? I can't remember. It was some sort of. It must have been in the news that day. There was someone threw him. Has he been controversial lately?
Yeah, it is one thing that you would know if you were following the Premier League and football.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, but I clocked on that the name, and I knew instantly. I thought, I must be talking about football. This is the thing. If I just walked up to somebody and started talking about a very specific musician, it's just.
You can't expect them. It's not like he asked you, "Do you follow football, mate?"
No, exactly. Straight in. Hey, that's a bit odd, isn't it? We're worried about Trippier. All right. Now I've got two options here. I either come clean and be like, I ain't got a clue what you're talking about. I don't follow football, or I try and follow along. And I've done both in the past, and to some varying success with both. But I think you get kind of caught out pretty quickly if you try and follow along.
Yeah, you would have done, especially you said that you're out in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Plays a part in the story.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm figuring more stuff out now with what happened. Right. Okay. So I'd had a few drinks at this point.
Yeah.
I washed my hands, and I was almost angry at him for assuming that I knew what he was talking about. So I just turned to him and I went, I ain't got a fucking clue what you're talking about, mate. And you should have seen the look on his face. He was like, as if I just told him his mum had died. And he went, what team do you support? Again, he hadn't clocked in his head. He just thought I didn't give a shit about what the specific.
He thought that you're a lad in toilet and you'd know about football.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe I should have gone to women's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's his view.
That was his mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went, I ain't got a fucking clue what you're talking about. Like that. And he was taken aback. He went, why? Who do you support? I went, no one, mate. Like this. Like I'm still being aggressive towards him. And he went, where the fucking hell are you from? And I just went, Donny, and walked out. But he was fucking like, where the fucking hell are you from? Like that. And I was just, afterwards, I was like, wow. I nearly got into a fight because I didn't know what you were talking about.
So then you thought you best start learning?
No. No. Well, no, I just thought, not that I best start learning, because that really don't bother me. I can handle myself in situations like that. I still, to this day, don't give a shit.
Right. So, do you want me to tell you a little bit about that?
You can do. I just thought that, yeah, that's
you'll
quite
probably,
experience.
You'll probably realize like part of what he was saying then.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So basically, Newcastle have been owned by Mike Ashley. I don't know if you know about Mike Ashley, but you might do. But he's a businessman that owns Sports Direct. Now House of Fraser, buying a lot of the retail.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so he's quite a retail businessman, if you want to call him that. And then basically he bought Newcastle, and then he's owned it for quite a while, but they haven't spent a lot of money recently on transfers and stuff. So fans have been getting quite frustrated. They've been finishing like mid-table towards the bottom. And they've been basically protesting for him to get out of the club for quite a while. Anyway, I think he's Saudi Arabian, really rich guy has come in to buy Newcastle, and basically this Newcastle are now owned by this really, really rich.
All right.
I think he's a single guy or maybe a group or a consortium. Part of a consortium, I think he is. Basically, yeah, they're one of the richest clubs in the Premier League now, but they're in the relegation zone, so they're in the bottom right now. So, and then the January transfer window's just come around. So basically, in January is the whole month you can sign players.
Okay, right.
So now all the fans are expecting him to spend loads of money, sign loads of good players, and basically they signed Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid in literally a couple of weeks ago.
Right. Well, this was New Year's Eve.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. So they're probably not signed him by that point. He only signed probably last week or the week before that.
Oh, okay. Well,
That,
rumors were already circulating.
that must have just been rumors. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that guy might have been getting excited about him coming, or like he might have been saying that it was like.
So he's all excited, wanting to like chat to some lads about this exciting thing that's happening to his club, and I've just shit all over him.
It's pretty funny that you're in Newcastle. He was trying to talk to you about that as well. So
well, that's the thing. He was probably just trying to engage in normal conversation. Which, fair enough. Like, to him, it's just like another news story in the news. It's just like, oh, you heard about these new restrictions.
It might have just pinged through on his phone or something from Sky Sport.
Probably. I know. I think he was chatting to some other lads in toilets as well at the same time, and those other lads had just walked out, and then he was on his own, and so I thought he could carry on the conversation with me.
It's pretty funny. I think it just shows like where you're at with your knowledge, though. It's
but like,
pretty funny story that.
I can't believe I haven't told you that yet.
No, I quite like that one.
But then that's not unusual for me. Like, I get into stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I have to make a decision whether or not.
To be fair, even if you start learning about football, you're only going to know about those kind of scenarios if you do start following the news and the rumors and get involved in that side of it.
Yeah, but
otherwise,
my response could have been, "Oh no, why? What's happened?"
Yeah, or who's he signing for? Or
I'd have at least known. Right, okay, we're coming up to January. This is happening.
Yeah,
I know who that guy is. I could have put two and two together and carried on the conversation.
And not nearly ended up in a fight.
No. It's only because I'd had a few drinks. I probably wouldn't have. I'd have just gone, "Oh mate, I don't really follow football." That would have probably been my response normally. But I just honestly, I ain't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
That's funny.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet you went back and just said that you just nearly got started because you don't know about football, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I didn't tell anyone.
Did you know?
No, I just kept that to myself and then thought I'll tell you at some point. And then I was just looking out for this guy. I thought he's going to go over to his group of mates and so I've just met this really weird guy.